Hi, I'm Marcin, and in this video I'm going to show you direct competitor of Raspberry Pi 5, especially for AI, machine learning and efficient video processing. This is Rubik Pi 3. But is there any real advantage of using this single board computer over Raspberry? Well, the short answer is yes. I've been playing with this for a couple of days now, and I must say I found at least 8 differences, 8 key features that make this little device a powerful beast. First of all, you will get access to AI solutions from Qualcomm. And that's because Thundercomm, the company behind Rubik, was founded as a joint venture between Thundersoft and Qualcomm itself. Rubik Pi comes with 8GB of RAM, 128GB of fast onboard storage. It has extra connector for NVMe on the bottom, which is over here, and also USB-C multipurpose. You will get 8-core CPU, GPU, neural processing unit, and video processing unit. Its AI performance reaches 12 TOPS, and it is compatible with a lot of Raspberry's extensions. Look, I've got Raspberry's active cooler already mounted on top of my Rubik Pi. So imagine it's like having Raspberry Pi with AI hat and having SSD in that system too, which is, by the way, not possible in Raspberry, and having extra M2 key connector for your NVMe disk if you like to have more space. Plus, Rubik Pi has more computational power as a baseboard, and Rubik Pi has all of this with competitive price. I will cover that a little bit later. Now, before I go into details, a little spoiler here. I've run Ollama with 7 billion parameters Llama model, utilizing only CPU, and it worked pretty well. I will show you that later in this video too. Now, let's take a look what's inside Rubik Pi. The heart of Rubik Pi is its Qualcomm system on a chip, QCS 6490. But what does that mean for you? And that means, that system on a chip is here under this cooler. This means that you will have octa-core 64-bit ARM CPU. To be even more specific, you will have one super high performance Cortex A78 running up to 2.7 GHz and 3 high performance Cortex 878 running up to 2.4 GHz and 4 low power Cortex A55 running up to 1.9 GHz. Next thing, dedicated video processing unit. A VPU is a specialized processor designed to efficiently handle the complex demands of image and video data analysis. Sounds beautiful. Now in plain English. There is Adreno 633 VPU. It is for high quality Ultra HD video encode and decode. So this DevKit, Rubik Pi, has 4K video encode decode capabilities, period. The next thing, Adreno 643 GPU running at up to 812 MHz. You just can connect 4K display to that device. And why do you ever want to connect 4K display? I can imagine of creating, let's say, very interactive digital signage, or if you are like me, you may want to have extra real estate with your display to show some, I don't know, charts, graphs, data, tables, something like that. All you can imagine. Next thing is a neural processing unit. NPU here is made of hexagon processor. That's 6th generation Qualcomm AI engine. And again, in plain English. Look, Qualcomm is many years into AI for mobile devices and IoT devices. So with Rubik Pi, you will have access to that technology. You will be able to perform a lot of things that Qualcomm designed over the years. And there is also Spectra ISP. This is solution from Qualcomm. Let me tell you that way. When you take photo or video with your mobile phone, you want to have great quality, but at the same time, all that devices or that lenses in your mobile phone, they are so small, yet you want to have great results, right? So they created how to perform such a thing. So there is artificial intelligence behind creating such beautiful things. And Spectra here in this DevKit is also capable of terminal side machine learning and machine processing. That means you don't have to connect to the network to be able to build something that learns on the things that it sees through cameras, for example. Now, memories. Here is 8 GB of LPDDR4 RAM. And also 128 GB of flash memory. That's right, Rubik Pi has built-in flash memory. It is UFS 2.2. UFS stands for Universal Flash Storage, and standard 2.2 says it is max total bandwidth. It is 1200 megabytes per second. Now, comparing it to Raspberry Pi 5, where you have SD card, micro SD, with support of SDR104 mode. This mode means maximum bus performance of 120 megabytes. So memory here in Rubik Pi is much more faster. Okay. Next thing, wireless communication. This little chip over here performs wireless communication. You will have Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 5.2. That's it. Now let's take a look at the connectors. From bottom side, there is M2 key connector for your NVMe disk, if you like to have even more memory, and there is a very important difference between Rubik Pi and Raspberry Pi. Rubik Pi has PCIe with 2 lanes. Raspberry Pi has PCIe 2.0 with single lane only. So when you want to connect, for example, AI hat to your Raspberry Pi, you will have no free lanes for another PCIe device. Of course, you can create, or you can, I don't know if there is any ready extension for Raspberry Pi. I haven't found such a thing, but you are able to build PCIe multiplexer. So it is technically possible to split that PCIe signal between AI hat and another disk, but actually that's not the way to go. I mean, you will end up having another piece of hardware. Sure, if you want to do that way, okay, go for it. But with Rubik Pi, you just already have all that things all together. And if you want to connect something more than just NVMe disk, it is perfectly doable. I mean, I can imagine of creating a piece of PCB where a single line of PCIe 3.0 will be used to connect NVMe disk, and another line would be, well, let's say for connecting some extension card like you have in your PC, maybe some external graphics card. And don't get me wrong, I think Raspberry Pi is a great piece of hardware, but for some projects it may be easier and cheaper to just choose different platform. The reason why I compare Rubik to Raspberry is that Thundercomm, by naming its Pi, actually positioned Rubik as a competitor. Let's get back to the top side. There are fan connector, 40-pin connector compatible with Raspberry Pi extensions, 2-pin connector for battery, that's for real-time clock, UART debug. It is micro USB with USB to serial converter, and it outputs system logs, for example like the one we see during booting a Linux system. It is possible to log in to the OS with this port too. Next, 3.5mm headphone jack, that's for speakers and mic. Multipurpose USB-C may work as a host, as a device, as a display port outputting up to 4K at 60 Hz, or as another debug port, especially for flashing new system. It is USB 3.1. Next, USB 2.0 may work as a host or as a device. For example, Rubik Pi may pretend to be a pen drive. 2 USB 3.0, host only. That's for some peripherals, let's say keyboard, mouse, touch panel, external memory. 1 gigabit Ethernet, HDMI outputting up to 4K at 30 Hz, power delivery over USB-C type connector. Total of 3 amps at 12 volts is required. However, Thundercomm told me if I don't want to connect USB cable here, I can solder wires to those pads just behind that connector. Next side, power on button and 2 camera connectors. Okay, let's turn it on and run some demo apps. And Ollama. I have 2 Raspberry Pi high quality cameras, keyboard, mouse, monitor, Ethernet, power source, and debug port connected. Let's start. This monitor shows the debug port output. Let's see how long it takes to boot Qualcomm Linux on Rubik Pi. "20 seconds. Nice. This is desktop of Qualcomm Linux. My monitor is 4K, so everything looks so small. Qualcomm Linux is a lightweight distro, and the one and only app here is Terminal, and basically that's the start point of building your own solution. Short look at the terminal. Okay, I don't have video capture card, so let's switch to debug terminal on my PC. Now we can check the exact system name. Nice, Qualcomm reference distro with Wayland. Okay, let's try to play with cameras connected to Rubik Pi, and before that we need to check IP address. That's because second terminal will be needed to execute commands to run 2 separate cameras. Okay, there is no ifconfig or IP command, but there is networkctl, and we can add check for status. Okay, there is our IP address. So now we may create new session, but this time it will be SSH. Okay, let's log in via SSH, Rubik Pi. Okay, here we are. Now let's run commands to start both cameras. Okay, first camera is running. Now, second camera. Okay, they are both running, and we will see that on our main screen. And now you have both cameras up and running. Okay. See, that's the camera 1 showing us something, and camera 2. They work separately. Both streams are in full HD. Perfect. It runs smoothly. Looks great to me. How about we move on to something even cooler? An AI-related video processing. This demo software uses single camera to detect objects and tries to recognize and name them. Here we are, back to the monitor connected to the Rubik Pi. Look at the top left screen. It has already found and recognized 2 keyboards and a computer mouse. The top right screen, however, shows what the software thinks this picture is about. Okay, but how about me? Person. Cool, I'm a person. And the top right screen? Spotlight. Nice, that thing is powerful, seriously. The last demo for today's video, running Ollama. I have downloaded several models. And I know, I told you that I have run Llama with 7 billion parameters. But obviously it was Llama with 8 billion. A slightly bigger model. You know what, let's try Llama 8B and 1B. The large one first. Okay, and my prompt is create a code snippet in C for basic Linux daemon. And it works. It's thinking. Okay. Obviously not blazing fast, but you know, not bad at all. For a device like this one, I think it's quite okay. Two tokens per second. Pretty good. Let's try small model. The same prompt. Now that flies. This one is awesome. Almost 9 tokens per second. I like it. Let's move on to the prices. It is now February 2025 and the official price is $179, but that's for US market. For European market, it is about 200 euros. I don't know why it is bigger. My guess is because of taxes, maybe duty. I don't know. Anyway, there is also so-called beta release. This is beta release, and I think there are minor changes. Like I don't have extra button over here that simplifies flashing new system to that device, but it is still perfectly doable. Now, the beta release, you can get that for $159. They have limited amount of it, so you know, hurry up if you want with a better price. I bought my unit at Chip One Exchange. It is international electronic supplier and Thundercomm official partner, especially for Europe. And I don't know what are the prices for other markets. So if you like to check, you can just ask Chip One for that. Okay, now Okay, hold on. Fun fact. and I must give a credit to Chip One for this. Usually, if you receive a small device in a package of this size, you expect it to be filled with, I don't know, some kind of bubbles, maybe paper, or maybe foam peanuts, but no. Chip One filled my package with, I will show you, with the gummy bears. Yep, these are actual candies. I don't know if it's their standard procedure or I was just lucky, but let me open this. And tasty ones. That was great. Okay, and to be honest, people working there have a great technical knowledge. Many thanks to Rafał from Chip One Germany. He helped me. We actually talked for many hours, and he helped me to choose the right devices for my company's next big projects. So once again, Rafał, many thanks. Okay, so I think that's enough for this video. If you like to see more videos about embedded devices, hardware, and utilizing AI stuff with them, please subscribe. And also, you see, this is the first time when I'm recording video. So if you have any thoughts, ideas, or maybe just there is something I could do better with this video or with the future videos, please write in a comment section down below. I will be very glad for any help, any feedback. And once again, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.